to the CCL Week 3, Day 1. I am Rome DMV, and joining me on the cast right now is Proper. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. You know, we've already had some stacked matchups. You guys had your hands full down on the Bravo stream that you kicked off on the evening as well, my friend. And, well, now we find ourselves here, where we're moving things all the way over towards the west.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be a good one. We got the Oregon Ducks going up against Crimson Gaming. And, hey, if you know anything about these two rosters, we are in for a very, very good match. Let's go ahead and take a look at these two teams, what they look like head-to-head coming into this one.
Yeah, so you're taking a look at the University of Utah Crimson Gaming. J-Mac, Justin Season, Maddie, and Quinny. And to be completely honest with you, I mean, like, these teams definitely bring a lot. I mean, the Crimson Gaming roster obviously did not make playoffs last season, but they're definitely going to be soaking up some of that limelight this season around trying to get some sweet revenge. Now, the head-to-head is a little bit more telling than it is anything. Now, Utah, they actually lost to the Aggies, New Mexico State University, just last night, and it was at a 3-1. They took the Search and Destroy, so the Search and Destroy record definitely still up at a 3-0. Definitely a highlight for me. Oregon, though, on the other side, you can see number 23. I believe it was actually number 24, maybe, that they were listed on for today's top 25 list. But regardless of the matter, they are also coming off of a 1-3 loss to New Mexico State that just concluded a few minutes ago. Again, only taking that Search and Destroy. And that's going to be quite compelling, to be honest with you, once we get into the best of 5.
Oh, for sure. I mean, looking at this one, coming into this one, the thing that I'm going to have my eye on is that Search and Destroy, because even though both of these squads did take a loss, guess what? They still came out victorious in that specific mode and are undefeated in that mode so far this season. But we all know that that cannot remain true past map number 2. So I'm going to be excited to see how this one's going to be going down. On the side of Crimson Gaming, the home team, we've got J-Mac, Justin Season, Maddie, and Quinny. And man, this squad right here, they look ready to keep this pressure on the Oregon Ducks because they know that they just came off of a loss, so they're ready to apply that pressure.
Absolutely. Taking a look at Maddie, for an example, is the only returning player. We talked about this back in week 1 when Island Shift and I were casting over the University of Utah. Maddie was the only returning player coming away from the Cold War season. They were a respawn phenom, a demon, if you will. They have even a 1.58 overall KDA, excuse me, when we were playing Control. Last time when we were casting over top of the team, I didn't get to see them in Control. I think that's going to be really cool to be able to see what they look like coming into Control, especially as a 4-player roster that is just kind of paving their path, just slightly stumbling over top of New Mexico, of course. They kept it competitive as we were kind of hinting to, Rome, but still, nevertheless, going to be really awesome to be able to see the consistency in this roster going forward.
For sure. And now if we go look at the other side, the visiting team, the Oregon Ducks, they're going to be coming in with Zip, Amaze, Tavern, and Daddy Skillful. And I'm looking to see what this squad coming out of Eugene are going to be able to do today.
Yeah, Zip, Amaze, Taven, and good old Papa Daddy Skillful. Definitely awesome to be able to see these Ducks come together. When it comes down to to this Oregon Ducks roster, Taven was the only player that is actually returning as a whole. Some different players, I'm sure, that we're probably trying out here and there, as they did have 2 rosters. They have 2 rosters again this season, one playing in the Academy roster, and then you have the main Oregon roster here. To be completely honest with you, this is kind of a revolving storyline. You know, you had Maddie that I was just talking about with Utah. The same thing goes for Taven. Was their head slayer, had like a 1.73 overall KDA in Hardpoint. They were looking absolutely amazing until they did end up, of course, going up against New Mexico State University just a few moments ago, where they did end up facing their loss. So both these teams currently looking at a loss, at least as far as their record is concerned, in an already very stacked division. Something we didn't talk about here in the West Division A, Rome, is that you do have Grand Canyon University. You got Colorado Boulder at 3-1. Arizona State, the Sun Devils, are here too. And Oregon is kind of rounding about. And my biggest consideration is, how did everybody sleep on New Mexico State University? Because if they beat both these two teams that we have in front of us, I mean, they got to be the real deal. Something's got to be given here in this best of 5 between these two teams to be able to come out on top of one another and really solidify where they stand in this division standings.
Oh, for sure. This one is going to be massive for both of these squads. I know that they're definitely looking to solidify their spot as the better team. The Oregon Ducks, they came into this week ranked 23rd, and now with that loss that they just took a few moments ago, I'm sure they know that they'll probably be bumped up on out of that one, especially if they do not come out with an extremely strong performance here. Their hardpoint has to look cleaner than it did in their previous matchup just a few moments ago. We're going to be heading to Tuscan hardpoint first, then we get get a double dosage of Tuscan as we're going to be heading right back there with Search and Destroy. And then we get Gavutu Control, baby. And that's going to be fun because we all know Control, it's this first week inside of the CCL. And now we get to see exactly how these teams have prepared, practiced, and are getting ready for this new mode. Because guess what? You only got to really be ready for Gavutu and Tuscan on it. So, hey, you don't really got to prepare all that much. Not too many maps you really got to prep for.
Yeah, that's true. The biggest concern of it all, again, these are collegiate athletes at the end of the day, right, Rome? So it's like, focus on your studies first. If you could play COD on the side, that'd be great. And then, hey, maybe you might be able to be like Illini COD alumni Odan Gosi and then compete in Stage 1 Elite qualifiers that's happening tomorrow, too. A little shameless plug right there. But even still, I think what you're mostly looking for here, as far as this first guaranteed 3 maps, is that it offers a lot of versatility. The hardpoint on Tuscan, depending on the different hardpoints that you go to, you could have a lot of SMG presence, you could have a lot of AR presence when you're thinking on the backside of 3, the openings of 1, and then also holding the long angles when it comes down to 2. That could generate a lot of time to make a money hill. Now, Gavutu, as far as a control is concerned, that is an AR's playground. Or I'm sorry, not even an AR's playground. It's the Automaton. It's good on so many different fronts,
Really?
so many different ranges, medium, long range. It's a bullet hose. Looking forward to be able to get to that map 3 on Control to be able to see what these two teams look like because, like you said, not a whole lot of practice has been going into it. Being collegiate athletes, you only have so many opportunities to be able to hit scrim time per day. But this map of Tuscan as a whole is going to be an interesting one because when we were watching through New Mexico State University's stream of the match, well, the Ducks got absolutely waxed on this one. It was like 250 to like 109 or something like that. I'm probably over-exaggerating, but nevertheless, this opening rip, will be Crimson Gaming starting off on the favorite side of the map itself. Got to be careful, though, because the middle of the map was open quite wide indeed for Sif to be able to make his way all the way through.
As we are going to be starting things hot and heavy, the Crimson squad, one thing that we did touch on is they are definitely more of a respawn dominant squad. And so really for them, it's going to be about stealing the hard point or stealing the search and destroys and winning the hard points that you know that you're a better squad than the Oregon Ducks at. And that's what I'm going to be looking for right here is for Crimson to come out early and often and really put this Oregon Ducks squad down in the dumps early. And because we've already seen them get, thrashed in their last series on this map per se. So, I want to see, are the Oregon Ducks going to have a little bit more of a fight back? Are they going to learn from the mistakes that they just made?
Got to be able to pick up the pace. You would have to assume as we are starting to rotate over towards 2, very even 50-50 split as P1 typically does end up being for itself. Nice little 4-1 start for Zip, 4-1 start for Justin. But when it comes down to it, you got to be able to hold the angles, got to be able to hold the crosses. And Utah, they do a great job at least clearing out their backside. But here's the thing about Tuscan, you can always expect an SMG to be right around the corner.
And you can see already this Crimson squad, they're going to be trying to spawn up top, flooding in right now, and it's a absolute war on the hill. As you can see, the kills are going to be traded, but it is going to be the Oregon Ducks that are going to be able to find success. And now it's going to be a big 1v1. That's going to be Maddie dropping to Daddy Skillful. He's feeling good on the map right now. They're going to be getting all this scrap time, 15 seconds remaining. As you can see, those rotations toward that back well of P3 are starting to come in right now. It's going to be Justin Season going up against Zips, who's going to be able to win this engagement. It's going to be Justin before he finally gets traded out. Massive trades coming in. J-Mac looks like he's going to be able to hold this one down.
Yeah, big rotationary kills coming out of the University of Utah to be able to make sure that they can get this rotation. If Oregon were going to fight for the scrap time, you'll see a lot of that on Tuscan. Battling for the last 20 seconds or so to be able to get yourself that very much so needed time. But winning the rotation is just got to be about everything. Quinny up top, of course, will be traded out, but good information as they know that Oregon are be coming from the roofs.
So you can hear that glide bomb going to be coming in extremely nice, but it's not going to be able to pick up anything. So Crimson, they're still going to be able to make the kill feed red. Justin Season's going to be feeling good as he's on a 1 spree. J-Mac is on a 4 of his own. Right now, Maddie's going to be able to pick up 1. There's going to be Quinn right with his back, able to pick up 2. And this is Crimson really starting to flex their muscles here on this rotation. That was such a clean P3 coming out of them.
And the same thing, it's a rinse, wash, repeat. For Crimson Gaming, they're able to recognize the Ducks are waddling their way to be able to make their way inside of P3 to battle for some scrap time. So they went ahead and scrapped it. They went across the moving field. They get themselves inside a church. Now it's the rotationary kills in for initial time yet again.
As Maddie does get taken out, it is still going to be going the way of Crimson Gaming right now as they are locking this one down. Tavern Taven trying to come in. He is able to pick up one, getting another one weak, is able to finally finish him off, though, as he is dipping and dodging, able to pick up 3, and he's going to be breaking in the hill. He's going to see this one's contested, not able to take out Justin at the back, though. Wow, but what a play by Taven coming out. Zip trying to repeat the process for Oregon, but that's not going to be the case, as J-Mac and Quinny are going to be shutting this one down. Crimson going to be picking up the scrap time here, so it seems heading into P5, this one's going to be a war.
Oh, big 2-piece coming down to Taven. I'm going to recognize that they're spawning in over by the APC, down over by the column hardpoint. Winning those 2 gunfights is absolutely massive. You can see the scoreline. Crimson currently leading by 50+ inside of this hardpoint so far. Definitely would like to be able to rectify that by having a strong P5. This is a war of a hardpoint within its own self-run. You got to be able to ricochet a couple nades off the walls, or you got to be able to find a flank play up the stairs. Pinstripe kill feed has fully ensued for itself, but Amaze will get the last lap, as they'll be able to sit on the hardpoint and get some much-needed time.
Yeah, we all know that this P5 is a straight-up war zone. Taven's going to be flying out, trying to pick up a couple. He is able to get one, but he didn't realize that there was a couple more players coming through. Zip almost able to go huge, but he does eventually get traded out. Quinny going to be losing the gunny to Amaze before all these trades are coming in. Red, green, looking like Christmas spirit right now. Taven going to be cleaning them up, and it is going to be traded back and forth every second that I speak. Crimson, though, are going to be picking up the scrap time on this one as we're heading back to P1.
Heading back to P1, and by the end of the first set of rotations, it will be that very big lead in the favor of the University of Utah. Crimson Gaming coming out to absolutely play, and for me, it's been the rotations. If you can look top to bottom as far as the KD ratios are concerned, there's really not that big of a stark difference. I mean, Quinny is -1, 11-8 for Justin, 10-8 for J-Mac. That's not too far gone, considering that Taven is 15-10. They want big rotationary kills going in towards P5, but the rest of the team really struggling to keep their feet inside these hardpoints, Rome, and dealing when the reinforcements are coming all the way back through. But when you're here on P1 through second set, you have an opportunity to be able to make this a money hill. But again, the map has been fully reset, as if we just started the map. It's going to be the University of Utah on the favorite side for the time being. So a double-edged sword. 2 battles on 2 different fronts for the Ducks. As they win the first battle, they're able to at least get P1 in their control. Now they're going to try to battle for the spots.
And the tail for this one for me right now is the kill feed. If you look at it, it's pretty much dead even in kills combined with both of these squads. It's just Crimson Gaming. They're playing the map better. They're playing all these rotations. They're playing the point better. They understand when they get a wipe, how to accumulate points off of it, something that the Ducks just haven't been able to do. They are going to get this remaining scrap time, though, to bring it within 30. And now you can see the rotations coming in, but it is going to be contested heavily as 2 players are going to be dropping on the side of the Ducks. So Crimson, it's going to be coming down to Quinny, but he's going to get taken out by Amaze. And now the Oregon Ducks pushing in as Amaze picks up 2. Now it's going to be all up to them. Are they going to clear this one out? It looks like that's going to be the case, and they have the spawns, and now it's going to be the break coming in from Crimson Gaming.
Yeah, a big break come all the way through, but a little return to fire is coming through for Oregon Ducks. They're not out of it yet. Taven actually able to show up off screen, able to find a nice little 2-piece for themselves. So just when the break started to come through, the battle for the scrap time will be successful. Oregon, coming off of P1, going into P2, are very successful. And look at them immediately. We love these mid-hardpoint adaptations that are coming through from the Ducks. The problem is that Zip is over here by their lonesome in a 1v odd situation. They got to be able to keep their life. This is a big first kill. They need some help over here, Rome, or they can keep nesting their life. This would be big. They're blocking the spawns. Another big one from Zip. They're going to be traded out, but reinforcements not too far away.
Yeah, and that's going to be Justin picking up another huge rotational kill. Make that 2 to his name, as he's currently 19-12, working on a 2 spree right now, locking down these spawns. Finally is going to be dropped, though, so he's not going to be getting anything off of that one. Quinny with the gunny, able to put down Daddy Skillful. You're going to be needing a little bit more skill to break this hill, because guess what? Quinny is here, and he's on a couple of sprees right now. He's looking to add up this one, but he finally does get taken out, as 3 players from the Oregon Ducks are going to be flying in with extreme speed, and they're going to be able to wipe them out. At least it seems Amaze is going to need to take out this final player, and he's going to be pushing him around to the backside. He finds one, but eventually does get traded out. Oregon Ducks able to get some nice time here at the end, but where will the scrap time be going? It looks like Maddie is going to be picking it up, unless Taven has something to say about it. And you can tell he's going to be coming down here. He said 10 seconds, I don't care. This one's going to be mine. He's going to be picking him off, getting this last 7. And ladies and gentlemen, we got ourselves a 20-point game heading into the next one.
It could have been so much more, though, from the Ducks. I mean, if you consider the fact, yeah, it was great from that one player that was kind of finessing their life inside a restaurant. They found 2 kills, but you're not going to flip out the spawns by yourself. That's why I was exclaiming that they needed some help. So now, again, with Crimson losing that gunfight, soaking up the scrap time, that's okay if you are Crimson Gaming, because look at the rotations over towards New World. Never mind. Yeah, look at the rotations that they get absolutely eviscerated on the backside of Church. The Ducks, hot and fresh, coming out from the north side of the map, battle their way back inside of Church for an early break.
It's exactly what you want to see if you are a fan of the Ducks right now. They are making the comeback happen as they are within 15 right now. Zip, he's going to be trying to zip this one shut for sure as he's going to be able to turn and burn J-Mac. Pick it up 2. That's going to be a double. Sliding and dodging. Gets the help from Amaze, and that's going to be 4 down. Oregon Ducks, they might be doing it as they're going to be getting all this scrap time, and now it's going to be a battle for these rotations. 2v5, but it's going to be a 2v1 situation over here. Amaze is going to be able to win. He takes out 2. Amaze going huge. He is going to be dropping, though, to the hands of Justin. They're all lining up for Justin right now as he picks up 2. Finally gets traded out by Zip. This is an absolute battle at P5 going down as we got ourselves a tie game.
It will, but you can see where Taven's at, actually zoning away inside of Radio. They're going to be in a great spot to be able to read these rotations. They just need a little bit of information. Off screen, they will get taken down. But because they had to deal with that player inside of Radio, all of Crimson Gaming are kind of giving up a decent amount of time. But now they're stacked up together. Here comes the break.
The break is going to have to be clean. It's going to have to be smooth. And they've gotten a couple kills to start this one off. Taven's going to be bursting through the doors, but no. Quinny's going to be able to take out 2 in succession, and that could be massive. Zip's going to be trying to come in, making things happen. Quinny is playing his life perfectly, and he's going to be able to drop that player. He also is going to be calling out this player in the mid as well. Quinny coming up huge for his squad as they're going to be picking up this scrap time, heading back over to P1. You can see it's going to be Crimson Gaming. This right here, this 1v1 is going to be massive, but it's going to be Crimson Gaming coming out on top. Quinny going huge as he is on a 4 streak right now, looking for that 5th one. He's looking for that glide bomb. If he'll be able to pick this one up, that could be absolutely massive for this Crimson Gaming squad.
Glide bomb, though, from Taven might be able to put a rest towards those streaks. Quinny is dead. No more streaks, and look at the overall collapse coming through from the Ducks. But J-Mac is on that head glitch over on the backside. Looking at their position right here is going to start to look, though, rip a lot of these players off. But you've got players in the God spot over by Monument and over by you as well. You got to be able to break this if you are the side of Crimson Gaming. No, Oregon cannot close it out here. Crimson Gaming, if they had that break, they would have been able to close it out as well. But you don't want this time to be able to go up uncontested. Now the script has quite literally finally flipped. J-Mac's in for the glide bomb. Going to get information. We'll be able to at least get that kill on a Daddy Skillful, but still, the damage is not truly done. You barely broke inside P1, and you still have to be able to battle the rotation as we'll get the rotation over towards 2 shortly.
For sure. You can see Zip. He understands the importance of it. He is all the way over there, locking these rotations down. He is going to be making sure nobody's going to be coming through. It's going to be him versus Justin, though, on the rotation, as he's going to be needing to win that big 1v1 on that side. Is he going to be able to take him out? No, Justin is going to get the better of him, and this might be the break that they needed, but they are going to be taking him out. Daddy Skillful, guess what? His gunny's on today. He's feeling good, and this squad right now, they just need to hold and lock down. J-Mac trying to come through the back, and guess what? It is going to be the Oregon Ducks locking it down. 250, ladies and gentlemen. Oregon Ducks upsetting the Crimson Gaming squad by 6 points.
And keep in mind, when we were going into that second rotation, what was it? Somewhere absurd of like a whole hard point ahead of the Ducks for Crimson Gaming. That's something that you cannot allow to have happen. But again, I said it would be typical if we ended up seeing it out from Oregon, and it came through, man. To be able to recognize when to be able to hit for the scrap time, when to be able to win out rotations, and overall, as a whole, be able to make their gunnies so damn hot. That's just impressive as a whole. Oregon, able to recollect themselves, obviously showcasing that they got the chops, they got the grit, and above everything else, they got the tenacity to be able to put themselves in a position like that, going in towards a 3rd set of hills on Tuscan, winning by a whole 6 points. It's still a W nevertheless, but obviously they probably wanted to be a whole lot cleaner. But hey, you got to be able to take those W's when you can. Being able to take a hard point off of University of Utah like that with the pace that they were playing at Rome, I honestly didn't see that coming, but I love the little recorrection from themselves, being able to play that fundamentally strong hard point that we know the Ducks can do.
I for sure didn't either, especially after just playing that map just a few moments ago and getting essentially dominated on it to turn around and come back with a performance like that. That is exactly what you want to see out of a squad like the Oregon Ducks. If you're going to be ranked in the top 25, you got to be able to answer adversity, and they did just that. And now they're going to be going to a game mode that they have not taken a loss in whatsoever. But guess what? Neither has the squad in Utah. Both squads perfect in search and destroy coming into this one. Who do you think has the upper hand right now? Because I feel like the Oregon Ducks have the momentum.
I mean, when it comes down to recency, if you want to take anything for account, especially in this Western Division A, is that both of these two teams, in between the Ducks and Crimson Gaming, have both faced the Aggies of New Mexico State University, and they both won the Search and Destroy. Now, take it again with a grain of salt that when they both faced them on the Search and Destroy, the maps that they did end up taking, University of Utah were able to do it just by one round cleaner. They won that 6-3, where Oregon won it 6-4. Don't know the exact map that it was, but regardless, something maybe you can end up leaning on. I'm not too sure who this is going to favor, not by any stretch of the imagination. The one thing I can go back to for Crimson Gaming on their Search and Destroy is that not only were they committed to every single play, seeing it all the way through on their Search and Destroy, going back to week number 1, they were decisive on every single turn when they had to be able to make quick adjustments to rotate over towards the bomb site, make sure that every single angle was crossed. Oregon on the other side, I want to see some more of those mid-series adaptations, mid-map adaptations, keep in mind, you, because even when they are down, I mean, you can never count these Ducks out. This is something that we ended up talking about with Oregon coming into the Cold War season. I know it's not the same roster, minus Taven, again, stepping back up for that slaying role. They're looking pretty darn good doing it so far, man.
Oh, yeah, they're looking very good. And, I mean, right now, coming into this one, if I'm the side of Crimson and Utah, you know, I got to be thinking, man, we were supposed to win our hard points and try to steal away the searches, and now we got to really win this one, because going down in an 0-2 hole to this Oregon Ducks squad, I mean, that is just not a place that you want to be. I think the Crimson, they need to come out hot. They need to make sure that they secure this map right here. I feel like this one is definitely a must-win if I'm the side of Utah.
Oh, totally. I mean, you don't want to be going down 0-2 against anybody. And for that matter, especially in the CCL, we hinted at it quite a lot, honestly, before we even hopped in that Hardpoint Tuscan. How much practice do either of these two teams have when it comes down to control? Nevertheless, on Gavatu, how much practice do you have with triple ARs, one SMG, sometimes 4 autos on your team to be able to sway the favor when it comes down to finally breaking in towards one of those control zones? It's a lot of question marks up in the air. More question marks than the Riddler gives Batman at certain points in time, man, because it's going to be quite telling. The Search and Destroy, albeit can be very, very close, this has to be a must-win for the University of Utah if not only they want to make a series out of this, but at least if they want to guarantee themselves going towards a hard point on Berlin.
Yeah, and the way that these two teams have been playing absolutely flawless search and destroy so far, I got to be honest, I'm expecting this one to go to around 11. I know that that's an early prediction, but guess what? On Bravo, when I was casting earlier, we went to 2 different round 11s in one series. So guess what? Maybe I just got the round 11 magic today. Maybe we'll see yet another one here on Tuscan.
Well, I hate to mess with your bad juju and comparatively to mine. If you have that ability to be able to get round 11s, I've had a lot of 3-0s on my broadcast here, good sir. I'm not going to lie. Every single time I'm on a CCL cast, minus maybe one, it went to a 4th map, but the majority of my casts here on the CCL Alpha has typically ended in a 3-0. And it'd be cool, I mean, like on 2 different fronts, you know, to be able to see the strength out of Oregon bouncing back from, quite honestly, a milli-whopping that New Mexico State. The Aggies were not kind in those hardpoint wins. They were not close. Of course, being able to take the search and destroy is one thing, but not speculation. Let's see what it is. Oregon Ducks, don't be surprised. Very quick hit over towards A. Can he get the spawn planted? A lot of nades and stuns, trying to at least get themselves some information, but Amaze, as far as the bomb carrier is concerned, really feeling safe to be able to do it, and smart they are until Zip can clear out Church.
Yeah, and the thing is, Amaze has no idea, but he could pretty much get this one down scot-free, as he is going to be making this basic loop, and he's going to be clearing this one out. But no, Taven gets taken out, Zip gets taken out as well, and this might be the problem with procrastinating, ladies and gentlemen. You had the sight, you should have taken it when it was given to you, because Crimson Gaming, they just closed the doors on that one. This is going to be an early advantage coming out of them.
Yeah, Daddy Skillful now on a 1v4. Casual stuff. Let's recover the bomb. We're fine 4 kills, you know, whichever is easiest, which honestly neither of them. And well, if there's a little shoulder throw, will be coming through from Quinny, then just gonna run, keep their life, sees one more shoulder being thrown, should be collapsed on here momentarily from up top. Yeah, they sure will. And honestly speaking, again, we are benefited to be able to get a lot of information, you know, x-rays, mini-map, and everywhere else in between from the Codcaster. We always knew that it was going to be a favorable plant, but when you throw away those nades and stuns as early as what we saw from the Ducks roam, and you get absolutely no information, nobody up top church, nobody top sandbags, nobody challenged middle of the map, didn't see anybody over by the tree on the east side of the ruins, you're kind of forced to hesitate a little bit because you're almost expecting them to play a passive angle and try to maybe get them to, you know, find some timing against them to be able to get that first blood. It just never came through. Hesitation, not always a bad thing, but in that case, definitely came back to punish them. Now Crimson Gaming, off of a flawless defensive round, are trading some shots. Maddie knows that there's a player up top church. The bomb carrier for Justin, starting to look like that they want to try to plant this bomb. And yeah, Ryan, come on, plug in your controller. Yeah, thank you. What are you doing?
Yeah, sometimes not the players that need to plug in the controllers. Remember, there is 9 people in this one. Is Quinny. He's going to be ducking and dodging as an early trade is going to be coming out. 3v3 situation. They're looking to get this bomb down, but the middle is going to be locked up by the Oregon Ducks squad. So right now you can see Quinny. He did spot out one player. And that's the power of teamwork and call-outs, is they're going to be able to call out this player, but it's not going to matter because the Oregon Ducks, they're going to be swarming in, coming in quickly, tying this one up. Interesting that the defense has won these early rounds on a lot of times what people would consider to be an offensive favored map simply because of how simple it is to get that bomb down at A.
You can definitely get a lot of quick plants down at A, but what continuously dissuades a lot of those offensive pushes, again, if it was the Ducks struggling to be able to find the information off of the stuns and nades on the early get-go. That time around defensively, the Ducks did a fantastic job being able to find stuns, nades, and information on the Crimson Gaming, dissuading them from being able to work that early plant. Nice little defensive round coming through, but we have to see if they can get a better offense on this time around. The Ducks, a lot of stuns, a lot of nades. That one actually doesn't connect onto a maze. Another stun's going to come through, does not connect to him as well. And Zip finding first blood inside of Church this time around, rather than being blooded, forces the bomb to be planted, and now Zip can make a play.
Exactly. They're all going to be hunting for him right now. He is being a nuisance, a thorn in their spine, and he's going to be able to pick up another one, make it 3. He's going to be able to pick up the 3-piece for his squad. The Oregon Ducks coming out hot on the offensive side. That's what you want to see. You want to see quick plants, decisive plays. That's exactly what Zip did right there.
Yeah, again, it just comes through by, you know, that one stun, that one little bit of information, and you know, Daddy Skillful up top on fire was able to find some very early shots, and preserving their life as well does speak volumes. And being able to get that bomb planted again as the defensive team, if you're new to Call of Duty, new to Search and Destroy, at that point when the bomb is planted, you're forced to then more or less become the offensive team, and you have to make a play happen, but so difficult to do when you got Zip that is able to go on a tangent. Now 4 straight for them. 2 different rounds. Daddy Skillful holding the angle a little bit too long. Matt's going to rip their head clean off. And that should be a very quick plant here at A for Crimson Gaming, and it is, with the numbers advantage, no less.
And now it's pretty much going to be all on Zip to make the plays. He is the lone player. He decided not to flank. He dropped down low. Going to be coming down to mid. He's got to be challenging here. Is he going to win it? Yes. That's major by Zip. Is he going to pick up 2? Yes, he is. Zip might be the player to watch right now as he's fully streaked out as well. This could be massive. Amaze picks up the 3rd. The last one standing is going to be Maddie, and he gets taken out. What are we witnessing? That was a collapse coming out from Crimson as the Oregon Ducks are going to be going up 3-1 getting this defuse.
And keep in mind, you too, that was with a post-plant situation with numbers advantage. But when you have the ability, like what Zip has just shown us, to be able to cause an absolute ruckus. Look, even here in the kill cam, you get to see where Zip is positioned at the end of the entire map. They cleared out all the way back on the offensive spawn. That's how much pressure they were able to find, pushing all the way in the backside of Radio, getting back maps, and it was going to be a collapse on top apartments anyway. I mean, that's the type of player that I want to be teaming with, Rome. I'm not going to lie. Because they have the moxie to be able to make those types of plays happen. And now, to your point, they got both streaks to be able to work with here on 6. Lay of the land is truly theirs. And look at Crimson Gaming. I mean, they're forced to respect this. And Maze is more than aware of it. Again, stun comes up a little bit short. Won't be able to find the kill. Taven will go down. Nice little play mid-map by J-Mac, but still, it's a post-plant situation, and now it's all up to Daddy.
Yeah, but he does have a very good position to be able to clutch this one up. He can at least get them off the bomb, but that's not going to be the case, as they are going to be getting this defuse in very easily. And hey, now Quinny, guess what? Able to pick up that one on a little two spree of his own, bringing this one a little bit closer now, as it is 3-2, advantage Oregon.
Got to respect that timing call. You go back to that first round when we were talking about how Oregon were feeling a little bit hesitant to be able to plant that bomb. That's that timing that I was talking about. The stun, again, keep in mind, you did not find any information on the bomb carrier itself. But the biggest difference in defensive rounds, the one that we just saw in the first one that played out for us, Rome, was that player was not over by the tree, not over by the ruins at all. They were that player, was J-Mac, then to hit the middle of the map, find the timing to be able to take down one player, and then the collapse came all the way through. Swift communication is what we love to see out of Crimson Gaming, and how about this as an adaptation? They're actually going to send all 4 players rushing through maps. Oh, Zip has a lot of work ahead of him. 1, 2, he almost got a 3! One more player up top for Zip for the entire ace. I was going to say they needed to go 1 for 1, but might as well feed the boy while you're at it, I guess.
Zip absolutely going to be zipping up the body bag. Give him the 4th while you're at it, picking up the ace. Don't come to his house and mess around, because you will get kicked out swiftly. 4-2 advantage coming in for the Oregon Ducks on the back of Zip. He said, you know what, I sniffed it out. I'm waiting. They walked directly into his crosshair, and they paid for it.
Yeah. I mean, again, typically when you're that one lone player that's over there, over by the radio railway, looking over at the B-Bob site, so I was like, yeah, go 1 for 1, job's done. You just got to be able to retake it. But yeah, when you're just twisted like that, now on 4 in a row, again, they're fully freaked out with their eyeballs right now. They're going to hit a stun middle of the map, kind of get this sway Amaze again from going for that plan. They're going to have one player ahead of them. Nice challenge coming through Zips. A lot of tear.
Another 5 spree right now. He's going to be making his way on up, but he does get taken out by Maddie. Nice awareness coming out of him to be able to watch his back. Bomb is going to be going down at A, though. So this is going to be a nice setup coming in from the Ducks, as Amaze and Daddy Skillful, they're going to need to do something amazing with their skill for sure right now. But Skillful is able to pick up 1, leaving 2 players in J-Mac and Justin alive for the retake. 25 seconds remaining now. As you can see, players are going to be coming in. Justin's going to be able to pick up 1, and now it's going to be all up to Daddy Skillful, who's going to be up top, needing to make a big play, but only 15 seconds left. Not sure that this one's going to be possible, as he does get taken out, not able to win that one. Wow, so close, but J-Mac, they're going to be getting the defuse. Crimson Gaming, they're good to go.
Yeah, just 4.9 seconds away from being the perfect play there.
Yeah.
It's just so close. It's just a struggle, right? I mean, going 1 for 1 there in the end, in the middle of the map for Zip was cool, but, like, again, we go back to some tried and true strategies when it comes down to search and destroy. You get that bomb planted. You don't always have to end up making a play. The same thing that ended up benefiting them a few rounds ago for Zip to make that play inside the church. There's no way that University of Utah were going to let that happen a second time. We talked about the awareness from the player up top. Definitely smart for them to be able to bait out the very aggressive push that Zip was going to end up finding for themselves. I mean, just look from top to bottom. Zip literally has more kills than his entire team combined. That's how much value he's finding. He's definitely feeling the hot hand. If you can bait out those very aggressive pushes from them, you're going to be in a really good spot. And I like this change of pace coming through from Quinny with his bomb plant on the backside of the bomb itself. You can end up playing a lot of good timing, a lot of good ricochet nades. Oregon Ducks, they need to find themselves a sufficient amount of kills to retake this bomb site. 30 seconds left.
And a nice angle coming in from Zip as he's able to get behind the enemy lines yet again and wreak havoc, as there was an early trade. But guess what? Taven's going to be able to add to that. So they have a 3-2 advantage right now. Zip is going to be defusing the bomb. Is he going to be able to get this one? Are they going to realize it? I don't think that they realize it. They're not going to be able to get him off. Zip, he's going to be able to do it all. Getting the flanks, getting the sneak defuses. My goodness, Oregon Ducks are looking clean in their search and destroy.
Yeah, it was just an overall really good play. Again, what I was saying is that you needed to get a couple of kills. That first kill in the back is everything. Being able to then focus that one player that was all the way up on top fire, clearing out that building, recognizing that the play was coming from your side of the map more or less. You just go back to recognizing the numbers advantage, or even how you were even up 2 apiece. You hop on the defuse, I got your back, homie. And that's what we love coming out of the blind trust for the Oregon Ducks, to be able to make such amazing plays happen. And keep in mind Zip is quad positive, still has streaks to play with, and they're up on map point. He's going to put himself on the backside of the roof, looking like they're going to be calling in the squad bomb. That's a lot of information. Can they get a kill?
most likely are just going to be able to get this bomb down, but no, Amaze gets taken out, and that could be massive as now the bomb is down. Advantage coming in for Crimson, but Zip, he's coming in on the backside hot. He's going to be even in the score, but after that happened, Maddie did pick up a kill of his own, so now a 2v3 situation for Zip and Taven to come out clutch. Is he going to be checking all of his corners, though? No, not going to be checking the deep one as J-Mac hits him with the outplay. Now it's going to be all up to Taven to make some magic happen. He is able to pick up one. Maddie and Quinny going to be the lone players for Crimson remaining. Now the big question is he going to be able to make this loop to pick off this player and get the bomb? He's got about 25 seconds left to do it. Quinny's going to be waiting for him, and they are going to be able to take him out very smoothly. Crimson Gaming bringing this one back. They need to win 2 more rounds in a row, ladies and gentlemen.
Down by 1, need to win 2 more, and it wasn't even Quinny that was able to get that kill. It was actually Maddie. I mean, you got to really respect that little resurgence to come all the way through. You know, the glide bomb being in arm's reach of some cover to make sure that, you know, it was just information that Zip was able to find with that shriek, able to preserve all your lives, and then the overall collapse, knowing that the play call was quite obvious. Calling the shriek, get the bomb plant. Amaze hits the through the middle. And Crimson Gaming does, excuse me, and they completely ripped that bomb carrier off, but going in again, map point 5-4, first blood, going over to the Ducks, numbers advantage.
Yeah, Taven going huge right there. And Zip going to be backing him up as he is 14-5 as he finally does get taken out. But that's going to be a massive kill coming in. Now the last player that's going to be left is going to be Maddie for this Crimson squad. And if the Oregon Ducks are able to locate him and lock him down, they're going to be good to go. But Maddie, he's going to be roaming the bottom, picked up a gun at the wrong time, as the Oregon Ducks are going to be taking him out and winning this map 6-4. And ladies and gentlemen, they have a 2-0 advantage. My, oh my.
Yeah, definitely something nice to be able to look at here for the Ducks. Again, you know, they were able to take the search and destroy off of New Mexico State University in their match that they played earlier today. But, I mean, triple positive for Zip. Woo. Casual, 1,500 damage with a submachine gun, no less. That's, welcome to Tuscan, ladies and gentlemen. It's an SMG's playground. And when you're finding timing like that, I mean, it just becomes so much easier. Obviously, it could have been a whole lot cleaner for Oregon, you know, barring, you know, some hesitation coming through, not being able to find some information round 1. Zip getting rather over-aggressive in a later round after they tried to make quite literally the same play that they did back in round 3, try to rinse, wash, repeat that bad boy going into round number 5 for their offense. It just doesn't come all the way through. But even still, at the end of the day, Oregon's teamwork and blind trust to be able to make these plays, to be able to heavily rely on players like Zip in the middle of an S&D round to be able to make plays like that and then react off top of it, is going to continue to be a boon of their success, whether it's on Hardpoint, S&D, and I'm sure we're about to find out, could be on Control as well.
Oh, yeah, for sure. First time we get to see Control played by these squads. You know, hey, listen, we know that Oregon, they just played it before earlier on in the day. They did lose that one 3-1, so let's see if their fortunes are going to be changing here, if they can come out and get this win right here. But shout out to Oregon. They're still undefeated in Search and Destroy, so, I mean, at this point, if I'm Oregon, if things go crazy and we end up going to that map number 5, I'm going to be feeling pretty good about my chances, as since this squad in Crimson, you know, they haven't lost a Search and Destroy yet either until just now. And now we get to see how Crimson are going to be performing on this Gavutu. This one is going to be good.
It absolutely is, yeah, because, I mean, like, when it comes down to Gavutu and for the double dose of Berlin, you're going to have a lot more openness for ARs, not to mention the sniper opportunities that you can have on that S&D in Berlin if we go to a map number 5. So now this is a really good opportunity for University of Utah to be able to flex their strengths, JMac in particular, with that automaton in hand. What space can they provide for their SMGs to encroach forward?
Oh, yeah, it's going to be awesome. We're just going to have to wait and find out. Guys, we will be right back after this very short break. You guys are not going to be wanting to go anywhere because, let me guess, I think the Crimson Gaming squad has something in store for us on the back half of this series, but we just have to wait and find out. We'll be right back after this break. Week 3, day 1. I'm Rome DMV, joined alongside Proper, and we have a very good series on our hands right now.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I mean, when it comes down to it, Oregon, they are up 2-0, but it's not as convincing as I'm sure that they had hoped for. As the Ducks, again, when it comes down to the hard point, they only won by 6. It came through on the final bit of the rotation from 2, and closing it out on 3. in the first 2 hills. And Search and Destroy, a lot of openings, to be quite honest with you, Rome, to where University of Utah Crimson Gaming might have been able to take a few more rounds, punishing the overextensions. But hey, when you got a guy like Zips that's going triple positive inside of the Search and Destroy itself there on Tuscan, well, it starts to beckon the ability to be able to close things out as convincing as you had hoped. So now we set ourselves up for the GAVA 2 control, and I'm just so excited to be able to see these 2 teams and what they have to offer for it.
Oh, for sure. You know, it's going to be the first time that we get to see them on stream this year in Control. So that is going to be fun for sure. And hey, we all know, well, I mean, at least we've seen so far. If you don't know Gavutu Control, you pretty much want to be pushing out that boat first. That's going to be the easiest point to capture. The beach side is definitely a lot harder to push out. So most of the time we do see teams opting to go ahead and try to go to war in that boat and get control of that. But hey, listen, every now and then we do see the times where the lone player sneaks around trying to make the play over at the beach side. And the big question is, are you going to be able to shut them down? Because everyone knows there's always going to be a sneaky beaver running around the beach.
Yeah, there's also a lot of times, you know, if you go back to the CDL kickoff, the first time that we, as analysts, commentators, spectators, fans, got to watch Control be played out in such a big capacity. And there's also a lot of times where teams almost go for broke, and you know, they take all their players and they try to get coverage of the anti-air gun over by where P1 exists, around that ring, and they try to get over towards the B zone early. If you can do that, you're going to put yourself in a real good position, and I'm glad that I started phrasing that, because it's exactly what it seems like Crimson Gaming are trying to do first round.
Yeah, trying to get control of B. I like it. Going with the harder one to take, and why not? But hey, if you got Daddy Skillful on the map, it's going to be a problem, because he is trying to lock it down. But it is going to be Quinny that is going to be taking him out. So B currently going to be in control of Crimson Gaming. It's going to be up to Zip and Daddy Skillful to break this one, but Amaze is able to pick up 2. Zip gets taken out. Daddy picks up 1. Can he pick up another? But Taven's going to be there to have his back. And this squad in Oregon, they're able to answer back quickly.
Yeah, and you got to be able to respect that, right? Because if that B zone continued to be controlled, well, you're going to be put in a real bad spot. But able to slip the net. Amaze was able to find 4 kills on their first life. So 1 kill away from that glide bomb. Cheap for themselves. And Zip up top, trying to pick up right where they left off. Again, we saw them do it with the MP40, and now they're doing it with the Automaton. A quick full 3-piece coming through from Zip. They have 4 up top, looking for it. Be able to get that challenge coming through anytime soon, but even still, damage has been sufficiently being done. It's 26-pick V18 in Oregon's favor for the lives, with 28 seconds remaining.
Taven right now, he's securing this boat, locking it down. Don't be getting turned on now as Maddie almost did him dirty right there, but Zip is still going to be pushing and pressing the issue, and now it's only going to be 15 seconds remaining, but that is going to be a player on the B control, and guess what? Ladies and gentlemen, Daddy Skillful, he's going to need to go huge right here, because now it's 2 players. Guess what? They've got it 2/3 of the way done. This is almost going to be a minute addition for the side of Crimson, and that's exactly what they've achieved.
Yeah, big stuff actually coming through to be able to get that B zone, and now you got to understand where that's all going to be coming from. They just have to deal with the Ducks that are on top of the LST ship. Got 1 player that is lurking from behind. That's going to be Daddy Skillful. With the Rat Pistol, it is quite strong, but J-Mac gets the first bullet, and big pinstripe kill feed coming through. Actually favored trades that Ducks are going to be able to find for themselves. Maintaining the LST ship. Maddie's trying to create a little bit of a ruckus. Needs some help from their teammates before they can start flooding inside of this A zone.
Yeah, talking about needing help right now. This Crimson squad, they might be saying, listen, we could have ended this earlier. Justin, I just need you to help us out a little bit, buddy. Currently opening up a donut shop, 0-6, but I think he'll be able to turn it around as he has plenty of times before in the past. Taven going to be trying to lock it down up top. He finally does get taken out, though. 28 seconds remaining. Is Crimson going to be able to do it? Will they be able to burst through the doors and lock this one down? It's going to come down to whether Oregon can withstand this pressure coming in, because it is a lot.
Oh, it is a lot. 17 seconds, so Ducks were able to find the correct amount of kills, and they were able to put themselves in a position to at least get those players of Crimson Gaming off the zone. So now, if you're Utah, you gotta fly. Justin's trying to flood their way inside of the zone itself, knows that there are 2 players towards the middle of the map, but you can continue to find these kills. 1 set of lives remaining for Crimson Gaming, or the time. Pick your choose. Ducks are looking to close out this round.
Yeah, they're able to get 4 down, and that is going to be an early advantage coming in from them. A big defensive win. And, you know, the one thing that I'm really looking forward to seeing is this map going to end up being more offensive or defensive favored? You know, a lot of times Control, it's just straight up defense, but the way that these teams have been playing it so far, I've seen it go both ways already, and it seems like teams are able to actually capitalize on the offensive side.
Yeah. You also got to be able to respect as well that Crimson Gaming were able to at least get themselves that B zone, but hey, we talk about the win conditions here in Control. You have a plenty of them. You can win by ticks, you can win by the time, you can also win by the lives. The Ducks had 2 different options there. J-Mac get a first blood themselves. So does anybody find this trade? Well, we'll start to surely come all the way through, but the Ducks, they're doing this the tried and true old-fashioned way. They're going towards the easier of the 2 zones to be able to take initially. Just got to be able to lock down those handful of kills, which not going to be able to do quite comfortably. But Taven's in a great spot up top of LST. Going to be playing around, keep their head on a swivel, spinorama, everything else in between to be able to make sure that they can constantly keep on the pressure to make sure their teammates can get inside the zone and stop the clock.
Yeah, and I say it every single time somebody gets up there. That is the most annoying spot to get somebody off of because they are going to have the meanest head glitch every single time that they challenge you. So Taven, not surprisingly, he's starting this one off 10-3 to his name. Big stuff coming out of him. Is Daddy Skillful finally going to be shut down as he's 8-4 right now for himself. It looks like this is going to be a maze locking down A for now as the kill feed does go green. They're 2/3 of the way done with A.
You got to concede this now. If you are Crimson, you would think. I mean, they're still trying to flood lives in and try to end up dealing with this. They do end up finding some kills, so I understand that you would probably feel a little bit more comfortable trying to get it. But instead of trying to flood inside the zone, they all try to flood inside the zone rather than trying to get themselves up top, trying to get power positions. This is going to give a lot of opportunities for the Ducks to be able to resurge themselves. Life's not too far away, but again, the Ducks just outslaying middle of the map. 1 tick of progress in the last 60 seconds of the war.
Yeah, Taven is putting in work right now, landing some nice damage, is able to pick off that player completely before getting taken out. Big kill coming in from Amaze, and he's going to be locking this one down. And guess what? That's going to be a minute added to the clock. Let's go to war at B, baby. And it's already going to be Daddy Skillful over there contesting this one. So now Quinny and company, they're going to have to get him off extremely fast. Finally, he is going to be dropped before getting that progression.
Amaze has a glide bomb. They're on 5, 13-7. I'm pretty sure that Taven also has one too. Yeah, they sure do. And they're back to their old mischievous ways up top of LST. But luckily enough for Utah, they're able to at least find some kills that's mitigating the damage that is that lives remaining. Down to about 65 seconds now. Nice little angle coming from J-Mac. Now on 2. Can't find anything much else off of that. So now the Ducks are able to get control on the backside of Customs building. It should be a pretty easy read for Utah as a whole on where they're coming from. Not getting pushed in the middle of the map. Got to be aware of these 2 players coming on the backside of the jungle.
51 seconds remaining. Zip is going to be having the glide bomb in hand, and he's going to be able to have easy pickings onto Quinny on this one. Now it's going to be an early kill coming in from Maddie. They're able to make it 2. Zip just passed a player. Unfortunate as Justin is able to pick up his 2nd kill, and now they're going to be putting on this pressure. They're going to need to. Only 20 seconds remaining for the Oregon Ducks. A beautiful wipe coming in from this Crimson squad.
Yeah, a gorgeous wipe, and that immediately nullifies the 1 ace up the sleeve for the Ducks. They wanted to play off of that glide bomb. Glide bomb gave them information, gave them damage. Some kills obviously came all the way through, but trades will forever favor the defensive team. So now you just want to continue to slay out. From top to bottom, it's systematic. The Ducks definitely leading as far as the kill department is concerned. They won't be able to close out this round offensively, but if it ends up going down to a round number 5 round, remember, it's not like Cold War where it overarches for overall tick progression to settle on who gets that defensive side. It is kills.
Oh yeah, big time. The kills are what matters, so we do have to keep an eye on that one as we go along. We're going to be doing some very quick math, all right? So don't be judging us, okay? Because we're casters, man. Doing the quick math, and sometimes it can be a little bit rough, all right? So let's see if this Crimson squad are going to be able to be a little bit more fortuitous on this offensive end right now. Now it's going to be them coming out with the bread and butter play, coming over to A. They're going to war at the boat. Let's see who's going to be the captain.
Big ol' battle over by A. Remember, Crimson, they actually, quite frankly, wasted a lot of time in their first offense to be able to try to mount a B push. They only got 1 tick from that, so now they're getting themselves on A very early. That's going to stop the clock marginally. But you got to be able to find more kills around and be able to get yourself on that zone. It seems like that they're just pretty content on finding the kills first and foremost. They got players up top at LSC. Somebody needs to drop down. This is allowing the Ducks to research themselves and get themselves angles of their own.
Now we're on with J-Mac, currently 9 and 15 for his squad. This Crimson squad, they're going to be dropping down. That's going to be a big 1v coming out from Quinny. Or he is going to be dropped by Taven. And now Maddie up top. This is going to be a big exchange. Zip playing his life perfectly, though, and that's what you want to see. He's going to just be calling out, getting those communications in for his teammates, and they're going to be able to do the work for him. And now the Oregon Ducks have retaken A, gotten control, and now only 25 seconds remaining for this squad and Crimson to burst through. They've got to find something now.
Got to be able to find something sooner rather than later would be great. The lives are remaining not too far gone for Crimson Gaming, but got to be able to find themselves the select amount of kills to be able to get on the zone. Finally, it's going to be stalled out at 15 seconds, but again, one player falls where they start to find a lot of value as far as getting that clock to be stopped. Players are dropping all around. Now it's Quinny. They got to go big. They're able to find one. You got Maddie up top is able to take down Taven. Now you got yourself a real good situation to be able to work up the second tick of progress. Here comes Zip. They find this kill. Yeah, they will. Got to be able to flood now if you're Crimson.
But Maddie still has not went down. He was able to pick up 2, which is going to be massive. Finally going to be dropping to Amaze. Are they going to be able to clear it out? 9 seconds left as 2 go down, 3 go down. Oregon coming in with the early stand, not letting even one control point go. Whoop, 1 second. Wait a second. Did a player just slip through the cracks? That is going to be Quinny, but no, he is going to be sliding off after passing his life away. So, hey, a 2-1 advantage coming in for the Oregon Ducks over Crimson now. Will they be able to make some magic happen on the offensive end, though?
That's what it has to come down to, right? You got to be able to at least close out. It almost feels like the first team that's going to be able to close out an offense might just be able to take the entirety of this, entirety of the Gava 2 control. Or if it goes down to a round number 5, you better hope you just slay everything in your sight for Crimson Gaming, because they are down horrendously when it comes down to the overall kill margin. Definitely would favor Oregon to be able to close it out, even if they don't close out this offense here. They got to have themselves a strong defense. We have a great over the look here from our free cam observer. Big shout out to Ryan Swishy for giving us this awesome angle, but even still, as far as the opening rip is concerned, big stark differences in between the two teams. The Ducks are not hesitant. They found themselves in a 2-player advantage, and they immediately drop down on the A zone, stopping the clock, almost getting that second take already.
And right now, as quickly as it could be, this might actually be the final round for us tonight. As wild as it is, this Oregon Ducks squad, they're making the entire kill fiend green. Ladies and gentlemen, they are trying to end this one quickly, as they are going to have a whole 2 minutes to work with at B, heading over to this beach. They're going to be flooding it out. It's a party over here.
It is a party over here, and it might be a party over there too. It's S-Club party is what Oregon Ducks are trying to create for themselves, and that party is a little bit of a spawn trap. Crimson Gaming are all locked inside. If they're not going to really have many opportunities to be able to move themselves, David's going to call themselves into glide bomb. Will actually go all the way over towards the boat. They knew that there was one player over there, but hey, that's an armored boat tank. You definitely cannot penetrate that as easily as you would think, especially with the glide bomb. But look at the kills in the live sleeves. Now you can start dipping your toes inside all of the resources. Oregon Ducks, they want the kills now. They want to end it on this round.
And I don't blame them. Taven going off 27 and 12 right now on a 4 spree at that. He is going to be able to stay alive. My goodness. Finally is going to be dropping, though. Oh, man, was he able to get the streak? We just got to wait and see. Now on with J-Mac as they are clearing this one out. Only a third of the way done with B, but they still got a minute 20 remaining. I mean, hey, they're a third of the way through and a third of the way done with B. Daddy Skillful is going to be able to pick up a big kill onto Quinny, trying to take over the middle of the map, and this could be big coming out of him, but he is going to be dropped yet again. Taven now, after picking up the streak, he is going to be able to pick up one, but I don't know if it's going to be enough to really work off of, as now they're trying to make this push happen. Taven is in a major position. He has to play his life perfect.
He does, but even going 1 for 1 here, Rome, keep in mind, you got 50 seconds left to play. You only have 3 respawns for Crimson Gaming. They're the ones that have to play flawless control. It's almost very close to search and destroy with only 3 respawns, you would think. Quinny's able to find a maze, but Taven puts himself on the zone. That's going to force the pressure out of Crimson Gaming and get them off the zone.
And that's the thing about winning that first zone so so heavily in the kill feed is that once you get in this situation, now you're only down to 3 lives remaining, and I thought Crimson, they might be able to shore up their defenses, but no, it's going to be the Oregon Ducks coming in on a killing spree. They're going to be taking the control 3-1, winning the series 3-0. The Oregon Ducks are here to play.
Here to play indeed, Rome. Here to play indeed. You know, we had a lot of questions about what this roster was going to look like after losing to New Mexico State University 1-3, being able to at least take that search and destroy, getting, I believe, 100-point clubbed on that final Tuscan hardpoint. I mean, maybe they got over the 100-point ratio, but regardless, they came out of the woodworks absolutely swinging, man. I honestly was ready to write off the beginning of that hardpoint Tuscan. I was ready to write off a handful more of those rounds on the Tuscan search and destroy. But on Gavatu, they were the better team. So well reserved, so well formed around each other to be able to recognize their win conditions. And again, through the opening rips, through 2 different times, we were able to see what each individual kill means for you. This is going to be a continuous conversation for Control in Vanguard, no matter the level that you're playing on. Collegiate, Challengers, all the way up to the CDL. What each kill individually means, that little bit of hesitation from the University of Utah, Crimson Gaming, they found the same amount of value, 2 for 2s, 3 for 1s at certain instances on their offenses, but they did not get on the clock or get on the A zone as fast as what we just saw from Oregon Gaming in that final round. That was electric, to say the least, to be able to see what they were able to accomplish in such a short amount of time. From there on out, they were able to lock down so many power positions. They had like 3 glide bombs, it felt like, probably some more that we didn't even recognize, because this team of Oregon were just slaying out University of Utah on all different fronts. It had to be a defensive round win for Crimson Gaming, and then it would have to turn into an offensive round for how much slaying Oregon were able to find for themselves. But having those resources going into the final round and recognizing, hey, we can end this right here. We have a life remaining, or we have lives remaining on our favor. We just got to be able to find the kills, put them all the way back in their spawn, and then lock them in there. It's exactly what the Ducks do. That was some clinical control coming out of them.
Oh, yeah, just beautiful plays coming out all around. And, hey, that's a statement to let all the other teams know in their pool that, listen, we are a problem in Control. And that is another thing. If you can have a great Control record as a team, then that is just going to be massive for you, because that is such a turn map when it comes to the series as a whole. It can also be the deciding factor, the nail in the coffin, if you will. And that's exactly what it was tonight. It looks like your fortune is a little bit stronger than mine. I usually go to game 5. Yours going to be ended in a 3-0. This time it is for the Oregon Ducks. But hey, I can't sit here and say that I'm mad, you know. Hey, born and raised in Oregon myself, man, I got to be happy for the Ducks. Shout out to them for bringing this one home. I think I might have given them a little bit of juice in that department.
Yeah, I mean, again, just big stuff coming out from Oregon. Inside of this division as a whole, keep in mind that when you are considering everything for how it has shaken up for itself over here inside of this this division as a whole, this is quite the stacked one. I mean, you got the Sun Devils. We talked about GCU still being undefeated. New Mexico State University, the Aggies, were able to beat both of these teams. Not even a whole, 20 minutes before we even hopped into our last match here on Alpha. Colorado Boulder's still here. The Oregon Ducks, much like last year, Rome, are always making an argument that they are here to play. They keep on finding themselves very, very good players to be able to amount a strong 4-player roster, especially for their big brother team, if you will. This Oregon Ducks roster can never be slept on. There's a reason why they're highly regarded and why they're on the top 25 list this week.
Oh, yeah, big time. And, hey, listen, if that loss earlier to New Mexico, if that one ends up bumping them out of the top 25, you know, I'll understand it. But at the end of the day, they're still playing at an extremely elite level, coming out with a strong 3-0. They still haven't dropped one map yet in this season, aside from to New Mexico just recently, literally an hour ago. So, I mean, this Oregon Ducks squad, they are definitely looking official. Do you have any final thoughts for tonight before we send it off to Bravo?
I just want to be able to see more of this Oregon roster. Again, you know, as a personal thing, I don't end up putting in my own thoughts until towards the end of the regular season when I have more VOD to go off of, when I can actually really study a lot of these teams. But this Oregon roster, this was my first time personally watching them on this day. I watched that match versus New Mexico State University, and obviously I was able to watch and commentate and analyze what they were able to do here on the University of Utah. I want more. I want more of the Ducks. I want to be able to see what they can do against some more top teams, especially in this division. How they stack up against that Colorado Boulder roster can be quite telling. GCU is another one as well. This is a stacked division, Rome, and I just want more.
Oh, yeah, big time, man. I'm going to be extremely excited for the future of this Oregon Ducks squad, man. I know all the people out there in Eugene, they're going to be celebrating tonight, feeling very, very good about this win on Alpha. So listen, salute to every single person that was here watching the stream tonight. It was an absolute pleasure to cast this one. I've been Rome DMV. He's been Proper. And now we're going to send you guys off to Bravo. It's going to be a great night for rest of Call of Duty. And hey, it was a great day of CCL. I'm glad you guys joined us here. Have a great night.